Welcome back to the Edgerton Media Center. Let's review the rules and procedures in the library. First, always use a quiet voice and walking feet in the library. Please walk in the library like this. Not like this.
I'm not gonna get the ball. I need a ball. This is so fun.
When you are looking for books in the library, always use a slider stick or shelf marker. Let's review how to use a slider stick. When you come into the library, take a slider stick from the bucket, and then you can go to the shelves and look for a book. Notice how she puts the slider stick in. She takes the book out. She's looking at the book, she's browsing it and deciding if she wants to check it out or not. She decides she doesn't want the book, so she puts the book back where the slider stick is, making sure that the spine is facing out, and then takes out her stick. Let's review that one more time. You put your slider stick in, you take the book out, and he's looking at the book, deciding if he wants it or not. He's browsing the book, and he decides that he doesn't want it, so he puts it back in where the stick is, making sure that the spine is out. What are these students doing wrong? Notice how he puts his stick in the way he should. He takes the book out. But when he puts it back, the spine is not out, the pages are facing out. That is not the right way to put the book back on the shelf. Make sure the spine is always out. This student is using her slider stick, browsing the book, but notice she's putting the book back in the wrong place and she left her stick on the shelf. This student's not even using a slider stick. He just took the book off the shelf and then he puts it back in the wrong place. This book is lost and will be difficult to find. Here's what you should do if you change your mind about a book. He's coming to the shelf and looking for a book, so he puts a slider stick in, he takes the book out. He browses the book, and he decides he would like to check out this book, so he takes his slider stick to head over to the checkout desk to check it out. But he decides he doesn't want this book after all. He's changed his mind. What should he do? He should put the book on the blue return cart and he can go get another book. That way the library staff can put this book back where it belongs. Once you have found the books you would like to check out, line up quietly by the checkout desk. Return your slider stick to the bucket. Tell Mrs. Hain your first and last name. She'll scan your name and then she'll scan your books. Once your books are scanned and checked out, you can go sit down at the tables. At the tables, you can quietly read your library books, or you can choose a pop-up book from the gray cart to look at. Remember, in the library, always keep your chair flat on the floor so you don't fall and hurt yourself. Notice the student on the left as he leans back in the chair. Please don't do this. You could fall and get hurt. When it's time to go, push in your chairs. Put the pop-up books back in the cart. Take your library books and quietly line up. Notice how they're pushing in their chairs, taking their books with them, and putting the pop-up books neatly on the cart. The pop-up book should look like this on the cart when you leave. And line up using a quiet voice and walking feet. The table should look like this when you leave, with the chairs pushed in and nothing left on the tables. Not like this. Don't leave the pop-up books on the cart looking like this or a mess at the tables like this. Before you leave the library, always put things back where they belong. Don't leave a mess for the next class. Students are always welcome to come to the library to check out books anytime during the day, but always ask your teacher first. Sometimes there is no one here to help students check out books during the day. These two boys are coming down to check out books, and they come to the checkout desk and notice the stop sign. The stop sign means that no one is here right now to help them check out, and they will need to go back to class and come back later. If you come down to the library during the day to check out books, always stop at the checkout desk first and see if the stop sign is there. If you see the stop sign, it means that no one is available right now to help you check out, and you should go back to class and come back later to get your books. Now let's talk about how to return your library books. There are two ways that you can return your library books. Bring your classroom bin of books to the library and put them neatly on the blue return cart. Notice how these students are taking the books out of their bin and putting them neatly on the blue cart with the spines facing out. The book should look like this on the blue return cart, not like this. It's important to not put your library books on top of other books on the counter because your books might get mixed up with books that have already been checked in. Don't leave your books looking like this on the blue return cart. You can also return your library books on a cart, like this. These girls are bringing their library books down on a cart with the spines all facing in the same direction, nice and neat. There's no need to take it off this cart, just put the cart on the side of the checkout desk. Please don't return your books on a cart like this. Notice how these books are a mess and they're actually falling off the cart as the girls push it. It's very hard for us to check in books when they're like this, and a book can get damaged if it falls off the cart. Don't forget to return your library books before your class comes down to check out, so the library staff has time to get all your books checked in, and we are all ready for book checkout when your class comes to the library. Now let's review the rules in the computer lab and mini labs. When you're working in the computer or mini lab, please use a quiet voice and don't touch another student's computer. Remember, you cannot go on to personal websites on a school computer. If you go to an inappropriate website, you can lose your computer privileges for up to 1 month. And if you accidentally come across a website that is inappropriate or makes you feel uncomfortable, let an adult know right away. When it's time to leave the computer lab, always quit your applications first, then log out and push in your bench or chair before you leave. So this student is exiting his application first and then going to the Apple and selecting log out. It's important to do that every time you leave the computer lab. And these students are pushing in their benches and quietly leaving the computer lab. The computer lab should look like this when you leave. Not like this. These students did not quit or exit their applications, and they also did not log out before they left the lab. They also did not push in their benches. Please don't leave the lab looking like this when you leave. Thank you for watching, and remember to always follow the rules in the library. It's important to show equal pride in our library and throughout our school. Respect, responsibility, empathy, and safety. A special thank you to all the students who helped me make this video.